right, we're back with stupid news. Fitz, take it away.
In Jonestown, Arizona, a local man stopped a coffee shop robbery by quoting Pulp Fiction.
He what?
Quoted Pulp Fiction.
Oh, for real? Wait,
Yes, and he
which
stopped the
line?
robbery.
Which line?
Because
Because there's a lot of good lines.
Oh, I know. I'll get to that in just a second. According to the manager of the store, he just started quoting movie lines from Pulp Fiction. The robbers kind of went berserk, and then they just left. Paul Horner, the superhero of this story, was quoted as saying, "It was really lucky that I had my wallet with me that happened to say bad motherfucker on it."
Okay, that's pretty cool.
The robbers came around demanding everybody's wallet, and I just held it up. You know, like Samuel L. Jackson did in Pulp Fiction. The robbers then asked.
Then he asked him, like, what do they call a cheeseburger?
The
cheese.
the robbers asked Mr. Horner what was in his hand, and he replied that it was his wallet that said "bad motherfucker" on it. After he made that comment to the robbers, they apparently started freaking out a little bit just because he said it had "bad motherfucker" written on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so then once he saw that their response to what he had said, he decided to speak in his best tough guy voice. I'm sorry, this is his quote. "My best tough black guy voice." And that's him quoted.
This went from 0 to racist in like 2 seconds.
I know. That's why I had to go back and put the...
You had to make sure that we knew that you weren't saying
Yes,
that.
this is
a white guy.
this is his
Oh, yeah.
quote.
Oh, who else
In my
would it be?
best tough black guy voice, I said to them,
The black.
"Normally both your asses would be dead as fucking fried chicken, but you happen to pull this shit while I'm in a transitional period.
Oh.
So I don't want to kill you, I want to help you." And then the robbers ran out.
That's ridiculous.
And then...
Robbers.
Because, like, if I was that guy...
No, the rappers would have stayed.
No.
Yeah, I want to party with this motherfucker.
This is a hard
You want to do some
bitch.
architectural design with us?
Dude, no, if you're going to quote any line, like any Samuel L. Jackson line from that movie, it should be where he says the Bible passage.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one I would have picked.
But,
rain
and
down on
basically, Mr. Paul Horner said, "I knew one day my vast knowledge of Pulp Fiction would eventually pay off."
Nice.
And apparently it did. And then one other lady was quoted saying, "I never seen the movie, so I didn't know what he was doing, what he was saying. I just thought it was another crazy white guy that just wanted a death
He just
wish."
started talking about fried chicken and everything just went
He
crazy.
told them they were lucky because he was in a transitional state.
So, did you guys want to make any other comments on that? Are you done?
No.
You,
This shit
you-
comes to us.
No, that's it. Like, did you want to say anything else?
I feel like we've
You
Yeah,
good?
I think we've done enough
You
with
good?
that.
All right,
we can
move
move
on.
on. You want to watch Shutter Island?
No.
Okay.
NCIS.
Story number 2.
I'm gonna watch
Yeah,
Gail
dude.
Kim here.
In Pasco County,
actually, yeah.
Florida, science students at Zeph Hills High said it was all a joke. She said it's time to put on the cone of shame. Everybody started laughing. Apparently, in this science class, a teacher had a quote-unquote punishment called the cone of shame, where when her students would act out, eat in class, use their cell phones, talked out of turn, she would put an e-collar on the student. The students never took it very seriously. They thought it was fun. They thought it was funny.
Yeah.
They enjoyed it. They thought it was an inside joke they had with their teacher. The teacher even asked before putting on the collar if she could put on the collar. And for those of you who don't know what an e-collar is, I'm not referring to an electric collar. I'm talking about
Although
the collar.
that would have been more effective.
That would have been more effective.
Well, if you want me to play the clip from...
Yeah, you can play the clip in just a second. It's just the collar that dogs wear after having a surgery to keep them from licking their incisions.
It's the cone. It's
the cone.
It's just the cone.
It's the cone
So
collar.
they can't.
I was
they can't
told
get
it was
their
called the
stitches.
cone of silence.
That's what I thought.
But
I wore that many a time at school.
So not only did the students enjoy it to the point that she allowed them to take pictures of them wearing it and posted it on Facebook because they thought it was hilarious.
Febe.
The Febe.
On the Febe, as Becky calls it.
Yeah.
But
Are you guys just gonna say that because it bothers Chris all the time?
Yep.
Yes. Okay, keep going.
Cherry
so
Larbreaker.
Cherry
Hey, you guys.
Larbreaker.
they
Febe,
enjoyed
Cherry
it.
Larbreaker.
They thought it was a great idea. One of the students said, "Yeah, well, we do a lot of bad stuff in her class, so it was a good way for her to keep control of us."
Right.
I think
And
we have
she
one.
even
I think,
asked permission of the students before even putting
hold
it on.
I think we got one of the students. Oh, I fucked that up.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
you did.
Go ahead.
Second
So-
show fucked it up.
Boo.
Boo!
The
This
parents
man.
are outraged because
Okay.
they think it's highly unacceptable, no matter what the reasons behind it. And two, the teacher is currently suspended and she's possibly going to get fired.
Okay, that's ridiculous. Like,
Now, there is a video
Ridiculous.
that I found that went along with this article.
no one's gonna
and
see it.
what the mother says is priceless.
okay.
County high school science teacher could end up losing her job because of how she punished students for misbehaving.
Listen to what she did and see if you agree. Lori Bailey Cutcomb had her students wear a cone around their necks that's generally used on dogs after surgery.
And bad students.
And bad students. It says it on the label.
Eating in class. Well, the students told a joke that they had with their teacher. They took
You would have
pictures of it and
always been
posted
wearing
it
the
on
cone
Facebook.
of shame,
They didn't
eating
really
in class
care,
and
but
shit.
the parents didn't have the same feelings.
I don't care if it's a joke or not. It's unacceptable. That's a human. That's.
You just missed it.
She shouldn't be here.
It's a human. That's not an animal.
That's not an animal.
I'm really glad that she thinks she's taken like a 100 level bio course in community college. We're all just people are really just animals as far
And
as
we're
I'm
lucky.
concerned. Yeah, we're just we can talk.
No, like if she was really concerned, she would be like, "My child" or "the children." She wouldn't say, "That's not."
That's a human.
That's
That's
not
not an animal.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a human.
Like, we'd be like, "That's for an animal. It's not for our children, or it's not for children."
Whatever.
Like, you don't say, "That's not."
Dude,
No,
whatever.
it's a tool used to...
Kids are bad
embarrass
as
the
fuck
kid.
all the time. Why can't they be? What about?
But it didn't
like, have
embarrass
you
the
ever-
kids because the kids thought
No,
it
they
was
thought it was
awesome.
funny,
They
but-
thought
but
it was funny.
But like even the kids, you were saying even the kids agreed that like sometimes we're bad.
Yeah.
So like it's not a bad
Like,
way for her to keep like
yeah,
a
and like
handle
the
on the
article even
situation.
says that the students have even like sent her cards or called her and sent her emails saying that they really miss her
Aw.
and they don't want her to get fired and they want her. They hope that she'll be
like,
able to
lean
come
on
back
me.
to work.
That's fucked, yo.
Yeah.
That's some stupid shit.
Dude, parents are just so sensitive about their
Parents just
children
don't
all the time.
understand.
They don't.
See, if I ever had to,
You just end the show?
No. I'm glad you're paying attention.
like, if my
Chris
dad,
has been transfixed looking at Gail Kim
Well,
on the,
obviously.
on the TNA.
Do you know who she's married to?
Who?
Robert Irvine.
Yep.
On Restaurant
Yeah, they just
Impossible
got married
on
not
Food
too long
You know
Network.
she's
Oh, for real?
35 years old?
Yep.
She looks good for 35.
She looks good for 35.
Weird.
All right,
babe,
go
I'm
ahead.
pretty sure that your father and I know mine. If they ask,
don't speak for
what,
my
what did
father.
you do? That's why I said I'm pretty sure.
You're not pretty sure about what his father did.
No, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure.
All right.
his
So go on,
father
I'm
did.
sorry.
Go ahead.
But if you're like you get in the car, your dad so how did school go? And you're like, I had to wear a cone of shame, and you explain to your father what the cone of shame was, and then he'd be like, oh well, you probably fucking deserved it. Because I know my dad.
my
would be
dad was like,
well, what
was
were you doing that they had to
Was
put it
the
on
cone
you?
of shame you were wearing better than the other kids? Cone of shame? If you're gonna do it, don't half-ass it.
It's like my dad's like, well, what were you doing?
That's
to
how my
deserve
dad
the
is,
cone
though.
of shame?
Yeah.
Oh, you got an
I'm
A?
like, oh, well, I
Couldn't
was
get an A
eating
plus,
and
huh?
talking in class.
sucks.
My dad would be like, yeah, I put a cone of shame on you too.
Are you sitting down on that couch over there?
I don't like. All right.
Like,
Haven't there? All right. Like in movies and shit. Like in what the fuck is it called? Never Been Kissed, starring Drew Barrymore. like when she goes back to high school, she's like late for one of her classes immediately, and the teacher puts this big stupid sombrero on her, and if you're late to class, you have to wear this stupid
It's not like
fucking
she's wearing
sombrero.
a hat that says "stupid" on it.
No.
Or,
But
like,
I'm saying,
dunce
like what I'm
caps.
saying is like. It's the kids seem to think it was funny.
Exactly.
It's not hurting anybody. She would ask if it was okay if she could put it on him before she put it on him.
Exactly.
It wasn't like she like choked a kid
Like,
out,
oh,
threw him
well,
on the ground, and
fuck
put a
you.
cone on
We
him.
gotta do this. It was
Stop licking your ass!
me and my-
Kids these days.
yeah. So before she punished them, she asked for their permission.
It's like it's
to
okay
punish
to
them.
do this. Yeah.
That was her first mistake. She shouldn't have asked
Well,
for
that just
permission to
shows
do
you
anything.
how
You're the
much the
teacher.
students didn't think it was a big deal.
Yeah, they didn't seem to care. They weren't
Yeah.
complaining.
Well,
It's just their parents.
well, that's a human.
Yeah.
What's
Well,
next?
no, that's animals.
That's an animal.
That's an animal.
That's animals.
That's for animal.
That's not
That's an
for
animal.
human.
That's an animal.
That's a human.
In Virginia,
Oh,
Better rednecking eyes.
get her done.
in Virginia, a man landed in jail after buying a new SUV because the dealership decided, after he had signed the contract, after he had paid, they decided he didn't pay enough. So, Danny Sawyer, who
I've
is...
been arrested because I paid too little.
So, Danny Sawyer,
That's a
who
pretty
is
good promo.
40, the dealership decided that after he had paid, he was getting a Chevy Traverse. They,
I don't know what that means.
they
that a
thought
car?
that he should have paid them an additional $5,600.
Oh,
So,
right, because that makes sense.
After he refused to sign a new contract that is more expensive, the dealership called the police. After 4 hours of being in jail, Sawyer was released on bond. The DA ended up dropping all charges because of lack of evidence. Hold on, I'll get there. What charges? Okay.
No, you go. You say what you're saying. 'Cause
Okay. Besides the fact that Sawyer has filed 2 separate lawsuits, combining to end up being a total of $2.2 million, and that's including, or not including the attorney fees he wants them to pay as well. It is accusing the dealership of malicious prosecution, slander, and abuse of process. What else is here? The dealership said they never reported the SUV stolen or asked the police to arrest Sawyer. However, it was found out that one of the managers, after he refused to sign the new contract and he drove off the property, one of the managers called the police and reported the SUV stolen. So that's how he got arrested.
okay.
I'd be suing the shit out of those guys.
And
My
that's exactly
question-
what he did.
I'd
My
be CM Punk to
question-
punch him in the face.
Yeah. My question, because he'd signed a contract
He
for
signed a legally binding contract.
right
yes.
for the original price they talked about.
Done deal.
That's it. That's your contract. That's the
Exactly.
one you've
That's
signed.
why they couldn't
That's the
hold
one
him.
they fucking signed. That's the one you've signed. Keys are in your hand. I don't care if it was somebody made a mistake like that, like at my job.
Exactly.
At my
Oh,
job,
the
if I
dealership said-
accidentally like read a price wrong and undercharge a family,
That's the price.
I can call them and ask them and just like try to explain the situation, because we're not talking about like $5,600. We're talking about like I made a mathematical error and you guys still owe like $10, like that kind of shit. But I'll call and ask them whether or not they'll want to be a nice enough person and cover that, even though I made the mistake.
Right.
But like no matter what, if
Yeah.
they say no, it's like
That's it.
all right,
All
that's
right.
fine. I guess
still get your
that's
price.
that.
Yeah.
Well, like, but that then
Send
that's
them
coming
for it.
out of my check, and that's
Yeah.
fine. That's my mistake. Now, again, not a $5,600 mistake.
Yeah.
But it's a car dealership. You're still
Getting angry over
look at
here.
you,
Sorry.
you're throwing the mic. But like it's a car dealership. You're talking about like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars
Yeah.
for these vehicles. And like it's usually also the price is usually like painted on the window.
Yeah.
Right.
So
He wasn't undercharged. They just decided that he probably should have been upcharged. Like, it was a perfectly reasonable
move.
deal that
Total
he
dick
signed.
move.
Like, the guy that he was dealing with wasn't the one that had an issue. It was his boss that was like, well, how much did you let him
Nope.
have that car for?
Johnson,
And he's like,
how much did you charge that man?
get in my office now.
yeah, it's like, and he's like, it was the average price for the car, for make, model, year. It's the average price for something that would go for it. well, I guess he decided, like, oh, we could have gotten him for $5,600 more.
Apparently
well,
you couldn't.
fuck this. Like, we got to change this. We got to correct this before he walks out the door. It was